Okay, so we will talk about a very exciting lesson for today entitled as 3D Design Computer Architecture using an Application Software. Specifically, we will use here Solidworks. So what do we mean by Solidworks? It is a solid modeling computer-aided design and computer-aided engineering computer program that runs on Microsoft Windows. It's only available on that operating system, but I'm not so sure right now because you can actually open it in a web browser. So it's available on the different operating systems nowadays. It is published by Dassault Systems. According to the publisher, over 2 million engineers and designers at more than 165,000 companies were using SolidWorks as of 2013. So this year is 2021, so I don't think so. I think more than 2 million engineers are using SolidWorks. Then we have the different parts. So on the upper portion, you can see there the standard toolbar. You have here the different tabs wherein you can navigate the different commands under SolidWorks. We have Feature Manager, Design Tree, Heads Up View Toolbar, Command Manager, Task Pane, and Graphics Area. So this time, I will show you a video about a design created or designed in SolidWorks. And after viewing this video, one by one, I will call you, then tell me what are the special features of this brilliant software. Please watch this video very carefully.
Solarship is a cross between an airship with lifting gas in the wing and a bush plane. And what we do is we design and build and fly these. And we target disaster relief and peacekeeping. So everything's really focused on that mission. In the summer of 2014, we did something that stunned everybody in the disaster relief community. We took off and landed from a soccer field with only solar electric power. So we thought the solar electric power was the big thing, but all the disaster relief people were stunned that we were able to take 1.8 tons, lift it off a soccer field and land it back on a soccer field. That was the stunning thing. Use the soccer field as the infrastructure for accessing virtually anywhere.
Being able to bring medicine, supplies, critical cargo to places that just would previously be supplied by bicycle or donkey or anything at all. You know, that's big.
The more we fly, the more we come up with ideas. And when we come up with ideas, we put them into SolidWorks. And when we use SolidWorks, we turn it around into a better aircraft.
We use SolidWorks for everything. I use it every day, and really I can't imagine what other tools I would use if I had to replace it.
One of the issues that we had in a fast-paced environment is that we had to be able to arrive to answers quickly. And so SolidWorks simulation allows us to go from a form-fit-function model to the actual strength analysis of that model and make any changes and go back to the simulation with great ease. It feels like we're cheating.
A big thing that we're concerned with is propeller placement. We need to carefully tailor the airflow, we need to make sure that we don't run into ground strike issues, and we also need to make sure that the structural placement is accommodated by the fuselage. SolidWorks helps us solve the propeller placement issue by rapidly and easily allowing us to visualize the placement and work through all the issues associated with the aerodynamics, the ground strike issues, and mechanical structures associated with that.
Our current mission is with the Royal Canadian Air Force to deliver critical supplies from Nairobi and Kampala into the war zones of Eastern Congo, South Sudan, and SolidWorks allows us to build the vehicles that allow lifesavers to save more lives.
Working at Solarship is really exciting for me because it's working towards something that is going to make such a big difference in the world and change people's lives for the better. It's a great feeling.
This time, I will demonstrate on how to use SolidWorks. We will use the tiled version web-based application. If your computer cannot handle it, all you need to do is to watch my demonstration. Then afterwards, you can do it on your own. But if your computer cannot really handle SolidWorks, you can use a second option application known as Tinkercad 3D Design. So I want you to go to SolidWorks. I want you to open a new tab on your web browser, then open the website of SolidWorks on www.solidworks.com. And you can open this interface. Okay, just click there, try now, then click here, try now. Do it now, please. Do it now, please. Again, if your computer cannot handle SolidWorks, you may use a second option. It's Tinkercad 3D Designs. My SolidWorks is for college level. But when it comes to Tinkercad, pwede naman pang college, pero dinisign talaga siya for kids in creating designs. Then, click on Try Now. Then you can open this interface. Then, sign up. But if I can launch this, then open this in my web browser so I can demonstrate it for you to this section. Noted, Bigia, thank you very much for that information. Okay, just tell me if your computer can handle SolidWorks after clicking launch. If not, Tinkercad na lang mamaya gamitin. I-show ko yung pinaka-ano ko interface ko yung pinaka-window ko para makita nyo na totoo talagang sa browser ko siya in-open because we're not allowed to use pirated applications. Reserving my sessions, I can open it here when it comes to this brilliant application. Just wait for a while, then you can open SolidWorks on your browser. Ganun lang yan. Can you see my screen, class? Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay. I-click ko lang yung tab para yun lang ang makita. So that's the interface of SolidWorks. Okay, so let me continue the demonstration. So as you can see, it's resizing. So in SolidWorks, you can create there a part if you want to make an assembly and a drawing. It's very easy to create a drawing here, unlike LibreCAD. But I want you to do your invention in LibreCAD as well as SolidWorks or Tinkercad 3D Designs. Okay, click on Part. Then in Units, I want you to select here mmgs, millimeter gram second. Just select your ANSI, then click OK. Now, to learn about SolidWorks, because I teach this in aeronautical engineering course. Kung meron dyan nag-exam sa aeronautical engineering, pwede nyo nang ituloy ngayon. Kahit nasa APTEC department kayo. Diniscuss namin to for 2 semesters. Pero dito sa klase natin, we will just discuss this for 1 lesson only, 1 session. I will guide you on how to learn this on your own. So afterwards, after setting up different adjustments for our application, all you need to do is to click on question mark, then tutorials. Click on tutorials. Then you can see here the different lessons that you can, or projects that you can create. But under getting started, we will start with basic introduction to SolidWorks. We will create this pressure plate. So my first part, the introduction to SolidWorks lesson guides you through the creation of a part and a drawing. You create this part and drawing. So click on my first part. Okay, so you can see now that when we click new on the standard toolbar, if this is the first document you have created, the units and dimensions standard dialog box appears. For units, We did that a while ago for MMGS, dimension standard, ANSI, then OK. Then click on part. Then sketching the circle. Okay, so all we need to do is to click on extruded boss base. I told you a while ago that we have here different tabs. Therefore, you can navigate the different commands in this brilliant application. So according to the instruction, click on extruded boss base. Then you can see now the dimensions here on 3D. You have front plane, top plane, right plane. But in LibreCAD, you can only see 2 dimensions. But here, you can see 3 dimensions. So we need to select here top plane because we will draw here our first circle. So click on circle here, then pinpoint it on the origin, then draw it here. So we have now our first circle. Okay, then click on check. Okay, so let's try to add here dimensions. Adding dimensions. So beside exit sketch, you can see there smart dimension. So click this circle, and it's very easy to put here a dimension. Okay, you can see now that the size is 128 millimeters. 128 millimeters, press enter, then voila, it's now 128 millimeters in diameter. Then click on check. So extruding the base feature. So click on extruding the base feature. So click on exit sketch based on the tutorial. So you can see now that we can now extrude this on 3D. Alright? Kaya na siya. If your computer there is high-end, you can follow my instructions easily. Then, here, in blind, you need to choose here blind in direction 1. Okay, blind. Then, in dimension, you need to put here 7. Press enter. Okay, so that's it. We have now the base. So click on check. So it's now on 3D. It's very easy, right? Or just like you're just playing a game here, saving the part. So all we need to do, by the way, class, you cannot really save your file in your PC on your computer. So if you read your activity for today, after doing the assembly of the second tutorial here in SolidWorks, you need to record yourself for 5 seconds. Because afterwards, mawawala yung gawa ninyo. Ganyan yung logic nun. So file, then click on save. So I will save this in downloads. Then I will type here, pressure plate. But I have designs here in my PC. Hindi ko lang maipakita sa inyo. Marami akong ginawa na aircraft parts. Click on save. So you have now our first part here. So let's try to sketch. Let's try to continue doing the sketch of our design. So this time, just the same, you can click here, extruded boss base. Then select the top face here. Then let's try to draw our second circle. Just the same, let's try to draw it on the origin and put it here. So we have now our second circle on the center. So let's try to put here a dimension. Okay, just the same, click on Smart Dimension, select this part, then you can type here 75. Press enter. Okay, so we have now our second circle. So let's try to apply here offset entities. So here in upper portion, you can see here offset entities. Just click here. Then under parameters, you need to put here offset distance for 5 millimeters. Then click on reverse. You can see now the effect of that circle. Okay. So afterwards, click on check. So we have now offset entities there, excluding the ring boss. So we need to exit sketch. So you can see now the effect here. So we need to choose here trimetric. Okay. We need to choose here trimetric. So you can see now the effect here in our design. Okay. Put here 12. and press enter. Okay, then click on check. So that's now the effect of our design. By the way, I can revolve this design. And if you want to see the the realistic view, all you need to do is to click here, then remove the lines there. Ayan yung realistic view niya. By the way, my video card is 4 gig. Kaya niya yung realistic. Ginagamit ko to sa design. Ganun yun. Okay, next. Sketching the hole. Let's try to put the hole on the center. So, this time, let's try to select here, extruded cut. And just the same, select the top portion here. Then let's try to draw another circle. Okay, draw it on the center, on the origin. Then click on check. So dimensioning the hole on sketch. So click on smart dimension. Let's try to put here the dimension of this circle. So you need to type here 25 and press enter. We have now the dimension creating a hole. So this time, let's try to exit sketch. So you need to view it on trimetric. Okay, para makita natin. Let's view it in trimetric. Then here, in direction 1, I want you to select here through all. Kaya butas na butas talaga siya. Then click on check. So you can see now the effect. We have now a hole on the center of our design. Adding fillets. Okay, so just the same, click on fillet here. Then let's try to view this on trimetric. Then let's try to select this fillet. Okay, constant size fillet. Then select this portion again. Then those faces. Then in the radius, I want you to type here 2 millimeters. Yung kurba. Kasi puro kanto siya, di ba? Press enter. Okay. So, click on check. Ayan na, yung effect. Diba? Gumanda siya, di ba? Hindi siya puro kanto. Hindi siya puro kanto. Sketching the tall cylinder extrusion. Okay, so this time, let's try to draw here the cylinder extrusion. So just the same, based on the tutorial, you need to click on extruded boss base. Then, you need to click on top portion here. Then, in the line here, all we need to do is to select center line. Then draw the center line here, upwards, with 90 degrees, any length. Okay lang siya. Then press escape to draw our center line. Okay, so we have now our center line. Then click on completing the tall cylinder extrusion. Okay, so this time, let's try to sketch here a circle. Click on circle here. Then draw it here. Then click on check. So I have now a circle there. So this time, let's try to put there a dimension. Okay, so the dimension of that circle is 27. So put here there a dimension, put here 27, press enter. Then the distance, the length of our center line is 35 millimeters. It's 35 millimeters. Press enter. So voila, we have now our dimensions. Okay, next, let's try to exit sketch. Okay, so you can see now direction 1. Let's try to view it on trimetric again. In trimetric, so you can see it there. So the depth is 30 millimeters. Okay, let's try to type there 30 millimeters. Press enter. So voila, we have now 30 millimeters there. Then click on check. Yan ang hitsura, di ba? Parehas. Yung sa akin lang realistic. Ito kasi hindi masyado. Sketching the tall cylinder hole. So let's try to put here a hole on that tall cylinder hole or tall cylinder extrusion. Now, click on extruded cut here, then select here this circle. Then let's try to draw here a circle. So you can see there the point on the center on that circle. It's not the origin, but you can see there the center. Okay, don't click on check. So let's try to put dimension on that circle. The size is 15 millimeters. Okay, smart dimension. And let's try to put here 15. Press enter. And voila. Click on check. Adding the tall cylinder hole. So let's try to exit sketch. Okay, so just the same here in direction 1, I want you to select here through all. So let's try to view this in trimetric. Ayan yung itsura niya, may butas na, di ba? Click on check. Ayun. Galing, di ba? Bilis lang. May butas na siya. Ganyan yung effect niya. Okay, adding fillets. Okay, so here, I want you to select here on the view, hidden lines visible. And then let's try to apply here fillets. Kasi puro kanto siya. Click on fillet. Then let's try to select this face. Okay, this portion as well. Okay, yung gilid na yon. The edge, then this edge also. Then the hole on the bottom part. And just the same, you can see there the parameters, fillet parameters, 2 millimeters only. So click on check. So let's see the effect. Okay. Ayan na. Oh, naging makatotohanan na, di ba? Ganun lang siya kabilis. Ayan. Kapag kami ng manufacture yan, ganyan talaga yung magiging hitsura. So, lagyan muna natin ng mga linya para masundan natin. Creating a circular pattern. Okay, so this time, let's try to multiply that tall cylinder. Now, to do that, all you need to do is to click on View. Let's try to show here the temporary axis. So click on Hide Show, then show here temporary axis. Then you can see now our temporary axis here. So in linear pattern, select here, then click on circular pattern. In direction 1, I want you to select this line. Then, okay, this axis. Then in the faces, features and faces, I want you to select our tall extruded 3, the fillet here. Okay, tapos yung cut dun sa loob. Ayan. Yung tatlong yun. Then let's try to generate it 6. Gawin nating 6. 6. 6 siya, di ba? Then let's try to put here 360 degrees. Equal spacing, 360 degrees. Ayan. Ayan yung kalalabasan niya. Then click on check. Ayun. That's our final product. But let's try to add here fillets. Kasi ang dami pa rin kanto. Okay, so I want you to choose. Okay, click on fillet. Choose this portion as well as this portion. Just the same, 2 millimeters. Okay. When it comes to the fillet parameters, then click on check. Okay, so that's it. So don't forget to save it. Okay, this is our finished product. Ito na yung pressure plate. It's very easy, right? Within 20 minutes, you can create a design in Solidworks easily. Ito na yun, yung pressure plate. Okay, so if you want to record this, all you need to do is to click on File, then click on Publish to e-drawings. Papagalawin nyo siya. Okay, habang nire-record nyo, gusto ko dito dapat naka e-drawings, ha? Just wait for a few seconds. Okay, just accept it. Ito yung e-drawings. Ayan. And then you can use Zoom or Google Meet for your record. Okay? Ayan yun. That's our finished product. By the way, class, I'm expecting that you will not share this lesson to other sections or to other people because you have the privilege of this discussion.